Good evening, everyone. My name is Tina Heuermann, and I am the founder of the Detox Divas. It meets every Thursday night at 7 p.m. And every other week, I get to have Miss Donna as my co-host and party friend. Like, we have so much fun on these calls. Donna's just such a riot. And tonight, we are going to be talking about loving our pets with essential oils. So let me do a little introduction on the company real quick. Heart and Body Naturals was founded with the sole purpose of helping people live a healthier life and make a strong impact on our networks with their health and, should you choose, their finances as well. We are run and owned by Paula and Ben Scarcella. Paula is the CEO and truly is a heart-based CEO that I've never seen this in another CEO. I've never seen her improve the compensation plan. I've never seen a company not sell a product because it's not the top-notch ingredients. I've never seen a company CEO that's so passionate about helping people that she keeps very little at the corporate level and pays the field very well, at the same time keeping the products, which you're not going to find anything this pure anywhere, at a very reasonable price for you so that you can have that healthy lifestyle. Before we go any deeper, let me talk about Alexandria Brighton. Alexandria Brighton is our formulator. So Paula and Ben are kind of the business mind. Paula will get the ideas of a product she wants. She'll go to Alexandria, our formulator, and say, okay, what do you think about this? Well, Alexandria is also highly intuitive, and she spends a lot of time thinking of ways to improve the product. She's got 30 years of aromatherapy, herbal medicine. She's a global leader in this space when it comes to formulations. And she's so well known, she gets first harvest rights on the fields around the world because of her dedication to purity and the profession of essential oils, aromatherapy, and herbal medicine. So before we go any further, I do want to say that nothing we say tonight should replace the primary relationship you have with your veterinarian, and that we are not making medical claims. We're not here to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any diseases that your fur babies are going to experience at some point or possibly experience some point in their life. And we're just so incredibly grateful to have Miss Donna, who's got 19 years of experience with essential oils and the way she uses those in her practice for the past 19 years. And she mentioned on one of our prior calls that she had a pet call. And we were going to start the Success and Mentoring series this week, but with the weather the way it is and ticks and fleas and things like that, I reached out to Donna and asked if she wouldn't bring her pet essential oil class to us tonight instead, because I think it's more timely and more urgent for us to be able to know how to help support the health of our fur babies. I know mine is 14 years old. He has hardly any teeth. He has very little hearing. He's getting cataracts. I know, but he's been on fulvic and black seed oil for so long, or what, 3 years now. He's like a puppy. I mean, he still gets the zoomies. He has, I can tell he has a little bit of a shoulder pain when he gets up in the morning, but then it's gone once he starts moving, and he literally runs. Like, he's such a spunky little bichon. I'm so grateful that I have a dog that's 14 years old and in such good health. So Donna, let's go ahead, and I'm so excited. Everybody, I'm going to grab my notebook too, because I know I'm going to be taking notes, and I hope you guys have pen and paper also for tonight's class. So at the top, write Furry Friends Pet Rescue with Donna and the date, and take notes on things, because what you can do then is even as a customer, you can say, hey, I heard about this. I heard somebody mention something like this on a call I was on. Can I send you the recording? Because I think some of the products that I'm using for my fur baby might help yours. And so having those written down, you've got a reference point to go back to. So there you go, Donna. Let's go ahead. What do you have for us this evening?
Well, one of the things that I love what you talked about to start off with, and I'm continually impressed with the blends that we have because of Alexandria. And and I always am intrigued with what she puts together and why. So when I study them out, I'm always like, oh, that is genius. So genius. And again, this did not disappoint as I deeply studied the benefits of these oils. I'm going to tell you a little story before I get into the facts here. Several years ago, I was asked to do an essential oil class for pets. And for whatever reason, I decided to let the people bring their dogs. And so, I mean, it was one of those things where I was, as a consultant, launching the pet program that we had, and I was very not sure how it was going to go because they were new. That was a brand new launch. And basically, it's essential oils. It's many of the same combinations here, similar. And so and it just so happened that everybody had a teacup sized dog. So they were all these little dogs like that are not always so amiable with each other. And so I remember at one point using an oil, and we're going to actually be talking about that oil on on the tips of the ears of one of the dogs that was very anxious, very stressed, growling, aggressive, and within literally 2 minutes, the dog did a little circle, lay down and went to sleep. And it was almost like a paid advertisement of this is the before and after.
I've had that same story
So
with my grandpup. Yep.
yep. And so what I want you to know is that these aren't just out there ideas. These oils are profoundly impactful to your little babies. And I don't know about you all where you're at, but literally the 4th of July fireworks start about right now around here. I mean, there are firecrackers going off, and our certain dogs just get so beside themselves. So we're going to be talking in a minute. This is just a bait of what was coming. We're going to be talking to you in a minute about calm for your pets. But the first one we're going to talk about tonight is pet wellness, which is just an overall stability for your animal if you feel like your animal is not feeling 100%. And with that, I'm also going to say these are not for cats. Because cats do not metabolize terpenes, anything with a terpene in it. So certain oils can be used, but the oils in these combinations are not good for cats. They're not good for birds. So you got to be thinking about diffusing if you have a bird around. Now, I will tell you, I have a friend that diffuses with his big bird. But just so that you know, that's your call. And I will tell you, I am diffusing 24 hours a day. And when I diffuse, I do 30 to 50 drops in my diffuser. It is heavy duty in the air. My cats are not bothered. But I'm just telling you, the rules books say that you have to be careful with how much you diffuse, especially if your animals are not accustomed to it. My animals have been accustomed to it, and there's been no problems with my animals. So just so that you know, you don't be going and squirting and putting all these things on a cat. Your cat will not do well, okay? Any questions or comments on that?
Not
Does
yet.
everybody understand? Pretty clear with that? Okay, so the first one is pet wellness. And so as I was looking at the combination, again, I'm always intrigued. Raven Sarah is the first oil in it, and that's antibacterial. Okay, so think about if your animal is feeling punky, they've eaten something they shouldn't, they've eaten rolled in something another thing is sometimes animals get they that lawn services spray stuff on the lawns that bother their little paws, and they get major allergic reaction to it. So that is also an issue that you have to be very mindful of about your little animals. And so Ravensara, it has eucalyptus, which is anti-infectious, palmarosa, antiseptic, okay, for all these poisons to get out of their liver. You have nioli, which is respiratory and pain, including, and it has hemp seed in it, which is anti-inflammatory and calming. So all of those goodies are all together, perfectly put together for your pet. Now, you never put, you heard me talk about putting oils on the tips of their ears, and that's a great place to put them, or on their chest or tummy. You never put them around their nose or in their nose. You never get them around their eyes. And if they do get oils in their eyes and they start crying and going bonkers, you get a carrier oil that has got no other essential oil in it, like coconut oil or any kind of straight up oil, even olive oil will work. And use a dry cloth and wipe it away from their eyes. And just like you, I don't know if you all have gotten essential oils in your eyes, you're not going to go blind. You may think you are, but you won't. You just, and the worst thing you can do, if you get essential oils in your eyes or in their eyes, is put water on their eyes. It makes the sting worse. So you never do that. You use a carrier oil and gently wipe it off. Then they'll be fine. It's not going to do damage. It's just going to be just like it would be you. It makes it very uncomfortable. Okay, so, and you never put it on their genitals, directly on their genitals. Okay, so you always avoid oils for the first few weeks of a pregnancy of an animal. And you don't put oils on a puppy that's under 10 weeks. Okay, they can't metabolize the oils. So those are just your guidelines that you want to remember, just so that to get optimum results. Now, the oils that are in this pet wellness are gentle and effective, and they're known to support and strengthen the immune system of your animal, clear the toxins from their liver, and equip them to heal and regenerate. But you have to make sure they drink their water. I know that you probably think I actually am called the water Nazi. I know. Whatever, you can call me whatever. But I mean, yes, because just like you and I have to have water to rinse the toxins, animals do too. So make sure that you keep their water dishes full and encourage them to drink their water. Any questions or comments about that? I gave you a lot of information there.
Nope, not yet.
Anybody?
I do want to say one thing.
Okay.
I keep mentioning the ears. My mother's husband was a veterinary acupuncturist trained in traditional Chinese medicine, and he was very resistant to the protocol that is suggested by traditional veterinary medicine when it comes to injections. And he would always do the bare minimum because not all of them are required. They're over vaccinating pets, because it's so much money for the veterinarian. And when he would get the troubled pets in his office, he would do gold bead implants on the ears to help with the meridian points within the body, which
Yep.
so that's at a meridian point in the ears, which helps the body communicate throughout the body.
But I want to clarify too. I love what she said, but she noticed she said on the top tip of the ears, never in the ear. Don't
Right.
put oil in the ear. It'll be very painful for them. Very, very painful. Okay, so suggested usage. How do you do this? All right, they're basically saying, or Alexandria's recommendation is 6 to 12 drops undiluted oil, and you can put it in a bottle of all natural shampoo. And then just as you wash the baby, your baby, um, just make sure you don't get it in their face. So then it's not going to hurt them if it's dry, if it runs over their genitals. Don't worry about that. The shampoo is going to be enough of a dilution where so this is a great way to do it. You can, like I said, rub it on their abdomen or their chest area. And you can do misting. This is where you would take 5 to 6 drops of pet wellness, put it in a misting bottle, like, an 8-ounce misting bottle, and then shake it up really good, and then mist it around where your animal is laying or on their bed, and just wait, make sure that you let it dry before they lay down. And that's another way where you can really get a great effect. You can also diffuse. Now, I actually laughed out loud when I read the restrictions here because, like I said, I diffuse all the time and I have no problem. But they are saying some animals can't handle it. So, and mine have been golden retrievers. So my golden retrievers have not had any problem with that. So it could be just a breed they have no issues where. But the guidelines here are when you have a sick animal and you're using these oils and diffusing them, you want to diffuse for 10 to 15 minutes, 4 hours off, 10 to 15 minutes, 4 hours off, so that the animal is getting a break, and then water, water, water. Any
Okay.
questions or comments on that?
Nope, that's good stuff.
Okay. Now it's talking about how much do you put, how much massage oils, if you're going to massage it in. And this is, if a miniature oil is a miniature dog, it'd be under 10 pounds. Up to 10 pounds is 2 drops.
Okay.
Small dogs, 11 to 25 pounds, is 4 drops. A medium dog, 24 to 40 pounds, 6 drops. You can just see it's kind of making common sense here. Based on the size of the animal, you can see that's not a huge leap. Large dogs, 41 to 70 pounds, 8 drops of oil. Okay, that's getting to be pretty significant. And a extra large dog is 70 pounds or more, they get 10 drops of oil. So you can see, just like humans, when you have a baby, you may put 1 drop on the bottom of their feet. A 10-year-old kid is going to get 10 drops, okay? I mean, it's just common sense. So based on the size of your animal, and also all of it comes together with how much exercise they get, how much water they're drinking. If they're not drinking water, you be careful.
Right.
You be careful. So you got to make sure that they're drinking water, make sure that they're going to actually want water. I
They're,
somebody said,
uh,
animals are so smart. Yes. Yes, they are smart. You never force them. And honestly, like my golden retriever would lick the oils off me. I mean, she would, and other animals don't like them, but my golden retriever just thinks the oils are fabulous. Other dogs don't like them. So you just have to, it just slowly and gently, and using a carrier oil, especially if you're just getting started using them. Any other comments or questions?
did anyone get all of them? I did not. Tina, were you talking about the ingredients that is in the pet wellness? I'm assuming, can you just say those again real quick that you talked about?
Sure. Oh yeah, yeah. The Ravensara, Eucalyptus radiata, which is anti-infectious. Ravensara is the antibacterial property. Palmarosa is their antiseptic property. Nioli is respiratory relief and pain, which I think that's really cool. And the hemp seed is the carrier in it, was your inflammation and calming. So that's a fabulous oil for a pet.
Yeah.
Hey, why not spread it on yourself? I mean, I'm looking at this, I'm like, that sounds fabulous.
Well,
I mean, really,
yeah, exactly. And I know we have the kids wellness too, you know, that's got all the great stuff in it. But if you have the pet wellness and you don't have the kid wellness and you've got a kid that's, you know, not feeling really well, this is
Mhm.
diluted enough. It has
Yep.
a carrier in
Or
it.
yourself. I mean, really, these are
Or
all
yourself.
fabulous
Yeah.
oils.
I have
Uh-huh.
somebody with high anxiety that had come by my house one day and I gave her my bottle of Calm, which reminds me I need to get that ordered again. And she loves it. The Calm for Pets.
Oh
Like
yeah. Oh yeah.
absolutely loves
Oh
that oil.
yes. Calm is fabulous for pets. That was my first experience using Calm on the tips of an animal and how much and for our dog when all of the fireworks are going off. I mean, it's just like they go on 2 weeks before and a good 2 weeks after. Okay, so now we're going to talk about Calm for pets. I've kind of given you an introduction to this. Um, this is an amazing oil to have on hand for your animals. And, you know, there's so many things. This is not only for noise shock, but for trauma. I mean,
Hmm.
they may have had to go to a kennel, or maybe somebody left that was used to be their partner all the time, or you might have lost another animal that they were used to being with that is bonded to all the time. Um, somebody's asking a question there,
Oh,
Tina. I'm going
yep.
to let you
We're
grab that.
talking about Calm for Pets.
Yes.
Oh, Tina's asking about the dosage versus size of animal. Okay. Thank you, Tina. You can find that on the product information page too.
Yes.
That's at the
Yep.
bottom of if you go to the HB Naturals website and you find that product, all of our products have a product
Yep.
information page and you'll find that right.
Yep. Yep. Okay. So trauma. So when you think about what traumatizes a pet, I mean, you might have had maybe you're home and all of a sudden you're gone all the time. You're out of routine. That throws them off.
Mhm.
Um, Maybe they've had to be vaccinated or something. There's so many things that can traumatize a pet. You know, so Calm for Pets is basically for trauma, stress, anxiety, heart issues, and again, so you put it over their heart and on the tips of their ears. That's going to be your location of application. The oils that are in this are fabulous. It's a boatload of oils. Number one, valerian, anti-anxiety. Number two, vetiver, calming and grounding. Number three, petitgrain. That's a nervine. A nervine is an oil that calms the sympathetic nervous system down, calms and lays
Oh,
them down. Mhm. Yeah, very calming. You know, those inflamed nerves that make you hurt, that's a nervine is very,
okay.
okay. Um, Sweet marjoram, comforting. Isn't that amazing? That I love oils. I think
Yes.
they're so astounding. I mean, when you look at them, what they do for different things. I mean, I would never, when I reach for marjoram, which I use daily on my clients, I never think of it as a comforting oil, and yet it's here because of its comforting properties.
Uh-huh.
And it hits again for the nervous system. The sweet orange is a sedative. We've kind of talked about this in past recordings about how the orange essential oil is such a powerful emotional oil to promote healing. It will calm everything down and bring happiness, which promotes the body's ability to restore itself. And this is going to do the same thing for your little fur baby. Lang Lang. I mean, there's another one. Guess what this one is? It's a tonic. When you think of a tonic is restorative. Restorative. So it's a tonic. Grapefruit, a stress reliever.
Love the grapefruit.
Tangerine, a sedative and anti-inflammation. Rose, relaxing and calming. Also, don't forget, animals have a frequency just like you do.
Mm-hmm.
All living things have a frequency. And when they're sick, their frequency is down. You can see it in their little eyes or in their lack of energy or their ability. Tina just described her dog with fulvic. Well, that's all about frequency. and getting yes, raising their frequency. So rose is in there, which is a phenomenal oil. It's like it's a pearl of great price. Okay. And then you have blue tansy. Blue tansy is quite an oil. And anything that has blue tansy in it is always going to be a gem for calming your nervous system down.
You know what?
Blue
Blue
tansy.
tansy is in our Divine Beauty oil too, the
Oh, yeah.
glorious.
Oh, real. Yes.
So
I did
very
not know
calm.
that.
Yeah.
Yep. So again, just you don't need a lot. I did not, I mean, there's already hemp seed oil in this, which is your carrier, so you don't have to worry about diluting it. Just put a couple drops and tip it right on the tip of their ears or rub it over their heart. If their heart is racing, rub it over their heart and then just speak peace.
Yeah.
Speak peace over that little baby. Any questions or comments about that?
No, I sure wish I could have had some of the calm. I need to get that ordered because Jeter, for as puppy-like as he is, he's kind of he has separation anxiety and he hates car rides.
Oh, there you go.
And this morning I was using one of those grinder things because every time he went across the
Oh,
kitchen, they were clicking. So I had to get those grinded down a little bit. And the poor little guy, his little arm was just going like this.
oh yeah,
So had I
yeah.
had that oil, I'm sure he would have been a lot calmer
Yeah,
because,
this would be a good one to put on before they go to a groomer too.
oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
oh
Absolutely.
yeah, they get so
Or a pet
stressed
sitter.
about.
Like I have a pet
Oh,
sitter that will come to the house, and she puts that on
yeah,
him in the morning when she
yeah,
comes so that he's calm through the day.
yeah, 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 yeah. Any question? Everybody's good. There's nobody that has any questions.
Nope.
Okay, so we all know. Well, I don't know about where you guys live. I'm in Michigan, and tick season is here. Oh my goodness, it is. They're like extremely strong this year. So this is a a flick. This is a flea and tick repellent. And again, I was very fascinated with the combination of the oils that are here. Starting right out with rose geranium. I mean, I think that's a fabulous oil. I always think of it as hormones, but you know what? It's an antiseptic. It's very much an antiseptic. Myrrh, anti-infectious. Rosewood, antifungal. Lavender, antihistamine. Peppermint, painkiller, and analgesic, which means it's going to reduce the pain. It's going to bring the pain down. Antibacterial, anti-inflammation. Melaleuca, antimicrobial. All of that in this tick spray. This is basically going to keep your dog from getting severe potential diseases. Ticks
Mhm.
are dangerous. They can transmit Lyme's disease and the Rocky Mountain spotted fever to both animals and humans. And both of these diseases are serious and even fatal at times. You never, and don't be just yanking out a tick. Make sure you twist it correctly and pull it out. If you ever want to watch how to remove a tick properly, watch YouTube. There's a YouTube video on how to remove a tick. I'll tell you a little secret though. Put a drop of peppermint on that tick and he'll pull its head out. They hate it.
Oh,
Oh, they hate it. Peppermint will get rid of a tick really fast without you having to do all the whatever. You can just watch it let go. It'll just let go. Yeah, you never pull the head out. I mean,
right,
you never want to break that head.
right.
Okay. Okay. Um, okay, so this also has hemp in it and sesame seed oil. Now, so what they're telling you to do is you can do it in several ways. You can put it in their bath, like what we suggested earlier. You can mist around where they sleep, again, allowing the bedding to dry before they get back on it. Or you can spray directly on the animal. You'd spray it on their back and then massage it through their hair. But don't get it in their face.
Yes. There was a question, can you use that in addition to their monthly flea and tick medicine?
You know, I really can't speak to that
I
because I
can't.
don't know what the chemicals are that are in that. You know, if your animal is I guess the question I would ask you is, do you see, since wearing they're doing that monthly medicine, do you see ticks on their body? That'd be the question. Do you feel like it's being effective for him or your baby? You know, so um, from their neck down, you know, I would put it around the top of their hair and around, just don't get it in their face because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes ticks will go around by their ears. You just don't want to spray it in their ear. You're missing around them or on their fur and then pull it through their fur. You know, put it on your hands, rub it around that
That's
way
what
so
I
that
do.
it's all in
Hmm.
their hair. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
also,
So that's how I would handle that.
as they're breathing it, they're internalizing the oils as well, and so that's getting into their system, creating kind of a body boundary for the ticks also at that
Right.
point.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. Yep. So, um, I really like this stuff. I think this is a great, I don't know, kind of a comfort. It's kind of a comfort just to know that there's something, because generally, um, bugs don't like essential oils. I mean, they just don't
yeah,
like it. And that's why you can use it for great bug repellent.
right.
So this is quite the combination. Again, genius combination. Um, and then again, if you're out in the woods, I wouldn't call this a one and done, but I'd do this again late. I mean, essential oils are natural. I would go reapply. If I were like going camping with my animal in the woods, I'd be reapplying.
Mhm.
Just like you would bug spray. I would remember that they need, um, unlike a tick collar, I don't, that's more when, you have it on them, it's also emitting that smell. I would just reapply.
Kind of like sunscreen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so the next one I'm going to talk about here is itch relief. Um, and this is a really wonderful, wonderful oil. Um, but the tricky thing about this is getting it on them and having them not try to lick it off. So when you do spray this on them or when you spray it onto the area where it's itchy, you have to distract them for it goes about 10 minutes for it to actually effectively get through all their whole system. So they actually recommend if it's really bad, put a cone on them for 10 minutes and then take it off or do whatever maybe give them a bone that they're really excited about. I don't know, whatever your magic formula is, but they do recommend that you try to keep them from licking it off just so that it gets fully into the area that's really affected. Okay. And so what's in this one, the first oil in this is patchouli. And that is an allergy, it's super good for allergies and also infection. You never think of patchouli for anti-infectious, but it's very calming to allergies. And it's also an antihistamine. Oh no, lavender is the antihistamine. Lavender is an antihistamine. People forget that about lavender. It's a wonderful oil for you, but it's great for your dog too. Um, Carrot seed. I thought that was just amazing that carrot seed is in this because it cleanses the liver. And generally, all allergies are coming from a congested liver. Your
Right.
liver needs a good helping hand here. So again, carrot seed is very, very mild and healthy and restorative to the whole body, to the whole system. Has frankincense in it, anti-inflammation. Melaleuca, we already know that that's a tissue regenerator and antibacterial, antiseptic.
Mhm.
Antiseptic, it's cleansing and cleansing and cleansing. And then it's also got Nioli, which is respiratory, pain, skin health. All of that in this spray. Well, heck, why not spray
Yeah,
it on
right. So with Jeter, because he is prone to, and that breed is prone to getting compliance here, large,
yourself? Yeah,
scaly, itchy, raw spots that he can't stop licking. Uh,
yeah,
Ever since being on the fulvic and the black seed oil with his food once a day, we have avoided 2 rounds of antibiotics, 2 rounds of steroids, and 2 rounds of allergy pills.
yeah. How much fulvic are you giving him?
He gets about a 16th of a teaspoon just sprinkled over his food and about 2 to 4 drops of the black seed oil on his
So
food.
you're just using powder?
I'm using the powder, but if I use the liquid, I'll put about 2 to 4 drops of the liquid on his food too. And we've
Okay.
been able to avoid it. Now, there sometimes is a breakthrough for one of those itchy spots on him. And that itch relief has been a godsend because between that and even black seed oil on that will help decrease the itchiness. And once he stops licking, then it goes away. But those things can be kind of dangerous because they can blow up so quickly. Go from a tiny little nickel size to, half their legs. You got to be very cautious and use your intuition and your gut, know what's right for your dog. And if veterinary care is needed because you can't control it, then by all means do it. But this is what I've done with my dog over the past
I
several
think
years.
that's great. I love that you're just sprinkling the fulvic powder over his food. He
Mhm.
probably doesn't even taste it.
No, he doesn't. He's
Uh-uh.
so used to it now, that it doesn't bother him at all, and he never refused it either, even when I first started doing it, because, we get that tiny little scoop in there and it's just half of that goes on his food and it lasts forever. I mean, between he and I using it, it's just, so
Perfect.
So yeah, that itch
Perfect.
relief is really a great product. It can really help. She said antibacterial,
Oh yeah.
you know, anti-inflammatory. I mean, it's just that's what's happening. It's a little, bacteria that's taking place. It's inflamed, and so using that itch relief on that is really,
One of
really
the things I love about your testimony, Tina, is because what you're doing is you're going after the root problem, and that is the liver. You're
mhm.
doing and going after liver, colon, frequency, viruses, metals.
Yeah,
I mean, fulvic is such a, and also just a plain lack of minerals that are they're getting. So
right.
this is that's it shows you how much of the external issues are really in internal
Hmm.
lacking.
Yep, yep, absolutely.
That's all I have for tonight, hon.
Well,
So
that's awesome. Are there any, let's see, Cindy said, I've made up a Truly blend for a horse trainer to use with livestock to help keep the horse flies away. That's brilliant.
that is brilliant.
Yeah.
Now, are they applying it on his forehead too? Do you know if they're applying it on um a blend? Yeah,
Let's
what
see.
is the blend?
Waiting for
That
her
is
to.
very smart.
Yeah, that is very smart. And I've seen testimonies too with horses taking Fulvic and where they've had some lameness in their legs and they get like half of what we get for a serving size because their digestive system is so much slower, their metabolism. But it went from lame to fame in a couple weeks with that.
One of the most amazing thing I ever saw was a full body oil massage given to a Clydesdale. It was one of the most astounding things I ever saw. It was, and
Cool.
the horse loved it. Yes,
Mhm.
very much.
Cindy
Yes.
applies it, he would apply it around the ears, top of the tail, under the chin, and near the hooves. Also made a
Oh yeah.
blend for his horse's hooves. That's wonderful. That's fantastic. Well, everybody
Yeah.
give Donna some love in the chat. Donna, we always appreciate you and just how easy you are to learn from. And thank you so much for doing this in two
My
weeks.
pleasure, Dina. My pleasure. Love you guys.
And in 2 weeks, we will be back with we'll start the Success and Mentoring collection. We'll talk and just see how many oils we think we can get through each week. Might be a 2 session, might be a 3 session.
Yeah, it will be 2 sessions because 4 oils is a lot of information for people to obtain. I think that 8 or 9 oils would be a whoa.
Yeah, and maybe even do it over 3 sessions so we can really dive deep into that. And so we can do a three, and then a recap
Yep, that'd be great.
with the extras. Okay, so Thursday night, I am going to be hosting the Detox Divas, and I'm going to be going over some of the essential oils carried by Heart and Body Naturals that's really going to amp up the berberine ACV packs that we have now. The oils, most of them are not included with, some are, some aren't, but I'm going to be going over some of the essential oils. It's really going to be taking your journey with the berberine ACV, which is just an amazing product itself, to the next level. So if you've got some people on berberine ACV or any of the kits, make sure that they're on the Detox Diva call Thursday night, and we'll be going over that information. So with that, love you all. Thank you so much for hopping on, and let's go calm some pets, shall we? Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.